We really liked how we played both games. We felt like we were the better team for the majority of the weekend. Friday stings, obviously, when you have the lead late and you don't close it out, just like we did against Air Force and losing overtime. It's a real big stinger. I loved how we bounced back with the effort Saturday, and we ran into arguably the best goalie in the country, right? So it is what it is. Structurally, we're again playing really, really good hockey. We got to the net more Saturday than we had all season. The kid was just lights out, and I think the silver lining obviously is you go on the road and you outplay a top 10 team 2 nights in a row and you don't get the result. You just got to stick with it. You just got to stick with it and stick to the process. It's cliche. You hear every coach say, stick to the process, results will come, but that's really all we can do right now.
In terms of the one-goal situations when you're up one Air Force game Friday against CC, are you going to change personnel? Are you going to change strategy?
I already have changed personnel, and it's just managing the puck. It's not strategy. It's we had a puck on our stick at Air Force in the offensive zone without their goalie pulled, and we literally shot it into our zone. Like we tried to make a play. You don't make a play, you eat it. You eat clock. That game was over. Saturday or Friday against CC, we had a puck on our stick in our zone, and our guy made the decision to try and score in an empty net, and he iced it, and we never got it out. And you chip it out, you gain zones, you make them come through 5. You got to get to the red, and then you can try and score. But so it's mismanagement of pucks. It's not strategy. It's not anything other than just bad decisions by the guys that have been on the ice, and they're all guys that have closed out games. We know how to close out games. We did it every game last year. We never got scored on once 5-on-6. So it is what it is. We've really been able to obviously focus on the importance of it now. So our guys know, it's all about gaining zones, and you get the red, you can shoot for the empty net. Until you get the red, you can't. Just mental toughness. It's that simple. Mental toughness.
Has your stance changed on the goalie tandem after this past week?
Right now, Pav's playing better hockey. I think that's pretty clear. We still believe in Gibby. Gibby's a great goalie. He's a great kid. But right now, Pav, the sample size, he's played better. He's been a little bit more calm and steady. I didn't like Gibby's game on Friday. I really liked Pav's game on Saturday.
Coach, we watched some small areas trying to get 30 goals and 3-on-3 at the end. What were you trying to focus on?
Well, we just obviously competing, scoring under pressure, scoring with little time and space, getting bodies in the net. We play another really, really high-end goaltender this weekend, so we have to get bodies in the net. We got to make it hard on him and try and get in his line of sight and make him, move and all the things that we're going to need to do to score. So that's what we're focusing on today and tomorrow, and we've flat out stunk in overtime this year. We were so good in overtime a year ago, and this year we have stunk. We have stunk. We should be 0-3. The only reason we're not 0-3 is because Gibby stood on his head in the overtime against Michigan. But we've been to 3-on-3 overtimes. We have really one scoring chance, and that was the scoring chance Silly had against Air Force. Ty Jackson hit a post on Friday, and then they went down and scored. But we really haven't controlled possession like you need to in 3-on-3 and played it the way that you need to play it. And you got to be patient. You have to possess the puck. You can't take risks, because when those risks don't pay off, you're going to give up an odd man opportunity, and teams are going to make you pay. So patience is a huge virtue in 3-on-3 hockey.
This is Nebraska team that won their first 2 games and now kind of struggled as a team. How do you keep your guys focused and knowing, hey, this is still a good team?
They know everybody in our league is a good team, and we played Omaha so much through the years. They're a really good team. They're going to come in desperate. They're going to come in hungry, and our guys know that. And so we have to not match that desperation and hunger. We have to surpass it. And if we do, we like our chances. We're playing very good hockey. We really are. I mean, and that's the thing that we can't lose sight of is from a structure standpoint, from an effort standpoint, everything's there, right? And I know you guys are talking about, we had 4 of our top 6 players out Saturday. Like, that's legitimate. You're struggling to score goals. and you're structurally you're good and you're competing and you're in every game, we got some big time guys out, and that's just the reality of where we are right now. And I don't know if they're going to be back Friday or not. We won't know until later in the week. And but we have guys that are getting the opportunity and they're competing and they're doing everything they can to get the result that we want. And at the end of the day, we have to find a way to deliver.
I was just going to get there. What are the injuries looking like right now?
Yeah, we don't know. Shim and Silly are day to day. Two huge losses. I mean, Lucas Sillinger's the active points leader in all of NCAA hockey. So you lose him, in the middle of the week last week, and don't get to take him on the road. It's obviously a big loss. And Bennett Shimmick has by and large been our best player. And he took a hit early in the game on Friday and couldn't finish the weekend. And we don't know if he'll be back. We hope he'll be back. It'll be touch and go. We won't know until Thursday. Cruz is going to be out until second semester, but he will be back. And that's somebody that's projected to be your best player. And our roster was built not to be missing our best player for half the season. And Charlie Shane, you'd have to ask him. I have no idea what's going on with him.
With you being so thin on the forward end, your top six are playing quite a substantial amount of more minutes than your bottom six guys. Is that just because of injury? What does that look like?
Well, our depth. I mean, fourth line is done. They've done their job, and they they're getting 7-8 minutes a night. You'd like to see maybe that get to 10. But the problem with distributing ice time the way you want is we haven't gotten out to any leads. So when you get out to a lead, then you can play your bottom six because they play the right way. They play hard. They get pucks out. They get pucks in. They forecheck. They defend. They have good sticks. That's where they provide their value. You're not going to put your fourth line out there when you need a goal to tie it, or you're chasing a 2-goal deficit. So really, other than in that very first Air Force game, we haven't had the opportunity to distribute ice time the way you want because you're always playing from behind.
Do you think that could have, or have you seen those top six guys getting maybe more winded, or do you think that could have?
Not even a little. They weren't even winded. They weren't winded at all, even in altitude. There was no wind. I mean, anyone that watched that game on Saturday, we should have won. We were the better team.
How big is
We outplayed them.
having Braxton eligible next year with the new rule change? How big is that for the program?
It's big. It's going to be nice. I can't mention names until they're signed, but I can tell you that the one kid that you just asked about won't be the only CHL player on our roster next year.
What about David Hanovich? You got him on the second line with the injuries, so time play time, takes on 5 time. Would you like the minutes?
I liked parts of his game. I didn't like how he tried to score in the empty net. He's a smarter player than that. And he was out there because he's been so good in our D zone and so good on the wall and so poised with the puck. He hasn't made really any mistakes from a turnover standpoint. He just had a little bit of a brain fart there, and if he just chips that out, we're going into Saturday, trying to sweep. So again, these are all things early in the season that this team can learn from. We're going to be in those positions a lot, where we're up and we need to ice a game. Because we have a really good team, and we know that. We haven't lost faith in that. It's frustrating because we know our record could at least be flipped right now. At least, and maybe even more. It's just the mental mistakes, and nobody's hemmed us in. Nobody's really, outchanced us or outshot us drastically at all, if any. We're giving up goals off of just mental mistakes, and whether it's the first goal Saturday night, veteran guys on the ice letting in 2 guys behind them on the PK and scoring on a 2-on-0, or in the second period our best killer, doesn't get a puck out on the kill and fans on a clear, and then our D change and they get a 3-on-0 and Pav makes a big save to keep us in the game. Those are the mistakes that we're making that are costing us, the results that we want. It's not structure. It's not anything other than just boneheaded mistakes that for the most part, veteran guys just can't make if we're going to have success.
How do you and your coaching staff, you've mentioned mentality, coach out those mistakes? Have you?
I mean, they're guys that have been here that we know can do it, you know, and they're put in those positions because we believe in them, and they've been successful in those positions prior. You know, it's just mental toughness is a weird thing, you know, and it all starts in practice. You know, if a guy fans on a pass or a guy doesn't catch a pass, then the guy that leads the next rep has got to correct that. It can't be contagious, right? And right now, I think we're letting some mistakes become contagious, and that's, to me, mental toughness.
Coach, you guys haven't played at home since Michigan. How excited are you and the guys to be back home?
I mean, that's the other thing. Like, we talk about, you know, nobody's really talking about the guys we have out, and the 8 of 10 on the road is that's a gauntlet. That's a huge gauntlet. Now, if you count the NTDP games, the exhibition games, we have 10 of our next 12 here. So, like we told the guys today, it's time to make hay. It's time to make hay, and we have a team that can do it. We fully intend to.
A conference will provide more of those road games, though. How do you kind of get that worked out? If you're going to be in a conference, you're going to go on the road more.
Yeah, you're going to go on the road more, but you're never going to go 8 out of 10. We had to go 8 out of 10 on the road because we joined the conference at the 11th hour and before last season. So we had a full independent schedule contracted that we had to honor. And the way that it just the cookie crumbled is some of those games were pushed into this year to honor the back end of contracts, and most of them are on the road. So it was I guess you could call it a shit sandwich. You know, that's what it was. You know, and it wasn't anything other than just joining a conference at the 11th hour, which we weren't going to say no. You know, but you'll see, you know, next year, you know, 10 non-conference games, 6 are at home, you know, and I think you can see that pretty consistently moving forward. You know, where hopefully we'll be at home 6 out of the first 10 or even 8 out of the first 12. But it was a byproduct of how quickly we jumped in and had to juggle in future schedules.
Last question.
Yeah.
Now that you are kind of in the schedule, you knew it was going to be difficult. Now that you're in it, has your perspective on anything changed?
No, not at all. We've played 3 top 10 teams, and you know, we feel like we're right there with all of them. You know, and just a couple of mistakes that you make, and puck management mistakes that are so easily correctable, and I know our guys have it in them not to make them. Like I said, our record could easily be flipped. We have to just focus on what's ahead of us, and that's Omaha. Our guys are still confident. Our guys still believe in each other, and we believe in them, and we're excited to come out and prove it on Friday. Thanks, guys.